Hello guys, how are you? And welcome to Learning Flex. And today I'm going to point you to an amazing Python library that I've just discovered when I was trying to develop a learning platform for everybody. Learningflex.org is a learning platform for everybody. But as I was trying to develop the platform, I ran into an issue in which I needed to scrape the websites. And when I want to scrape the website, what I mean is that I'm scraping the website, and at the same time, I want to feed them to large language models and iterate through this with even the voice models and to make this tie together into a flow that can really help people not just be confined to what the LLM knows, but also different websites running at the same time. So one of the things that I've always regretted about Python is that it has never had a stable way to manage environmental dependencies. And this is really an issue, especially if you look at languages such as Rust and JavaScript that has NPM and cargo, which are highly stable. But I am absolutely convinced that this time Python has got it right. And it's not poetry, it's not all those. It is one library that I surely have confidence in, and it's called UV. And if you can look at my screen, I am on the official page of UV docs.astral.sh. And this is the entire documentation of UV that we are going to discuss about today. So I'm already having a UV installed and the project running. But before I go to the project and I demonstrate to you how to run applications using UV, Python applications using UV, today I am going to discuss to you about how to you get it to install in your machine and get it running. Most of you who are there or who are watching this video are already running either macOS, Linux, or Windows. For my case, I'm running macOS and Linux and Windows, all of them. But for the specific instance that I'm going to show you this, I'm going to show you it in Windows because in most instances, I always find more problems when I'm running Windows than when I'm running macOS or Linux. So the first thing that you need to do is to get up and running. And if you have a computer and a browser, I will leave this link in the description box below so that you can hop in there and start downloading this immediately. And you can just copy the command, the cal command, or anything that you prefer, and then you run it in your terminal or command prompt if you are in Windows, or Windows also at the moment have integrated terminal, and then you will be up and running. And if, for example, you find that your version is already updated or behind the update, then you can just do uv self update, and in that you will just be, for mine at the moment it's up to date, but if yours is not up to date, then it will install and update itself immediately. So if you look at what is happening, I'm just going to tell you basic steps of what the basic things that you can do with uv. But if you need to maybe go in deep and you find a specific problem that you want to solve, maybe you can check my later videos about UV. If you want me to do more in-depth analysis of this library, then or this package dependency management system, then you can just comment down below so that I can attend to you at a specific time, or I can make more videos about specific problem that you are facing. But the first step is that you have to get it installed. You have to get it installed, and it's very easy. If you go here, or if you want to uninstall it, then you can just clean it. There are a lot of tutorials. You'll be clean cache or any other, depending on maybe terminal you're running or operating system that you are in. So after installing UV, there are many things that you need to do. Or how can you even just use it in the first place? So for me to demonstrate how you can use UV, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to first show you a complete project that I've done using UV, or a project that I'm currently doing that I've not completed really. But then I'm also going to demonstrate to you how you can initiate, or initiate the right word, initiate a new project that uses UV in the first place. So this is a project that I have already initiated or I've already created using UV. And then what the project does is that it scrapes website for LLMs, for large language models. Maybe I should not use that term LLM because most of us maybe are not very enthusiastic about the future of artificial intelligence and AI. But what it does is that it scrapes website using a library called Playwright. Playwright is a Python website that is always synonymous with the web scraping and headless browser management. And what it does is, under the hood, it uses Playwright to scrape website, and then it formats this scraped data into kind of markdown. So we all know that LLMs or large language models always have markdown as input and markdown as output. They work better or they work best with markdown. And this is a library, this crawl for AI is another library that I'm using or another dependency that I'm using that is helping me really work with AI models very well when developing this application. So I have scrape.py, but how can I run my website using UV? First of all, this project is created using UV. If you want to create a new project using UV, let me just demonstrate for this. This how to do it, and what you can do is you can just go to UV init. After UV is installed in your system, UV init new project, and your new project is created. So I can just go to new project directory. I can just do to see the new project, and then all of a sudden, if I do code and then open it in Visual Studio Code, all of a sudden we see that all my project dependencies and everything, and even the starter project is here installed. And the part that I can do is I can just, for example, try to run to show you how to run a project using UV and to run a file. And then what I do there is UV run hello.py. And then you can see that when I do UV run hello.py, it takes some time. But what it's actually doing is executing Python code and initiating UV. And within no time, it prints out hello from new project. And this is how you can add new project using UV. And also you can install dependencies. How do you install dependencies? Let me go back to the project I'm working on. And if you want to install dependencies, for example, this project I will be using FastAPI, which is a web framework for Python, a Python web framework. Another alternative will be Flask, or I can use Django. But in my experience, having programming both of those programming web frameworks, I think FastAPI is really fast in terms of raw execution speed compared to them. So I'm going to use FastAPI. So I'm not talking about FastAPI. FastAPI is another framework that I always use in JavaScript, but I'm going to use FastAPI. That is it. So UV add FastAPI, and then I can do standard. I'm not sure if I have to enclose it using some string notation. I'm not very sure. Like, let me just try so that if I fail, yes, I am right. And let's just do that. So that is how you can just UV add and UV remove. So you can UV add, UV remove just for removing those packages. UV add is adding packages to your isolated environment protected by UV. And then each and every time you can even like do execute, let me say, you can execute Python commands or terminal command in UV. Like I can do UV playwright install, and terminal command will be executed there. I have to UV run, yes, then playwright UV run. You have to UV run playwright install. And because I've already run that command, so it will not going to, it's not going to install anything again, because everything that I ever needed have been installed. But also you get the information on what to do. So guys, that's just a little introduction of how to use UV, how to add environmental variables and everything, and how to add packages, how to remove packages. But just in case you want me to delve deep into this package and to show you uh, how it works and how to manage environmental variables, I never wanted to make this video so long. Just comment down below so that I can dive deep and show you how UV works. So without further ado, bye for now. Until next time. Cheers.